going on, folks? EJR here again. Today I wanted to chat with you about a few little things. One being this BMW and what's getting done to it. Another one being what I'm doing with the shop here. I've already taken down the cabinets that were there, piece of wood that was up there. That's my makeshift light for this side of the garage. I'm going to be making some changes in here, trying to make this thing, first of all, look a little better, because these floors, they kill me. I can't stand looking at these floors much longer. So those are going to be getting epoxied. First, I'm going to be painting all the walls, probably like a very light gray. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the color of the foundation yet, but that'll probably be getting a similar color. This door and trim will be getting painted white, and these floors, like I said, will be getting epoxied. And I'm also going to relocate some of this lawn equipment over to the lawn equipment side. That way I can gain access to these for tools and stuff like that. I'm going to replace these shelves. Paint's probably going to stay right here. House paints and stuff like that. I mean, it is a home garage, remember, so I do have to have some things in here. But I relocated the fuel and any kind of gas cans and such to right there. That freed up under that table there, and also some general room to move. The toolbox will be staying over here. As you can see, I've already got my Lincoln Mig Welder. I would like to get the sister TIG welder to that, because TIG welding is something I'd be doing a whole lot more than MIG welding or wire feeding, because this is straight up for like kind of pounding steel, versus if I'm welding on any kind of aluminum and you'd want smaller, nicer beads of any kind, I'm gonna want a TIG. So I gotta find myself the sister TIG for that. They're about 1,500 bucks. I maybe could find one used. I'd prefer to not get another brand just because I'm extremely picky, and I'd like to have two of the same kind of welded right next to each other, just because, you know, I want to be fancy. As you can see, Sonny's bike is torn down again. He's putting some spark plugs in it. But anyway, onto the BMW. This is Eric from New Jersey. He's bringing his BMW out because he wants to get it ready for the Tennessee meet in May. This is basically just a stock bike with an Acra stainless exhaust on it. And surprisingly enough, he's got, if you can see in there, some Samco hoses. So, bike has two mods, Acra exhaust and Samco hoses. Interesting choice for the Samco hoses being the second mod. It does have a strap on it as well. And if I recall correctly, it has a max flash in it because that's where he bought this bike. Moving on to the parts list that's getting installed this time around. We've got super light 1745 sprockets. This is an aluminum rear. We've got an EK3D 520 GP chain, Brock's adjustable kickstand. I will eventually get one on that bike. Just got to convince him. He doesn't want to spend the 200 bucks on it. I don't blame him, but for the amount of money that's in that bike, it's dumb to not have it. Hate this kickstand. Back to the parts. We've got Brock's adjustable end links, or lowering links, excuse me. EarthX battery, which is 1.3 pounds. Sprint P08 F185 filter. We have the basic Bren flash package here, which is the handheld and their IAT relocate. We've got some the Rhino Moto bar ends to put some bar and mirrors on it. Placing those because we are getting rid of those mirrors with these. I've never heard of this brand for racing. They look like they're pretty nice pieces, so we'll go with that. I'm also going to be wrapping the airbox with some DEI Reflecti-Gold tape, as well as doing my little vacuum mod that I do with the crankcase relief. We're lowering it 2 inches, and I'm also going to fix the strap, because the strap, he has it so you pull up on this side, which is really hard to do considering the brake is on this side. So to pull this up and hit the brake at the same time, you're kind of leaning off to one side, versus I like to pull it from this side. But yeah, she's getting dropped 2 inches, and we're getting it set up for Tennessee. He's probably going to be leaving on a second gear, considering it's not going to be extended, so that's why I went with the 45 tooth rear instead of, say, a 44. Mostly going to be doing some little things to it, like taking off the reflectors, things like that. Going to be taking off the rear pegs. But for the most part, that covers what's getting done to this BMW while it's here. I'm going to make a few videos on that as I'm doing it, just to show you some how-tos. It's pretty basic stuff. This is what I would call the entry-level package for making a BMW go fast, just the basic parts. Also, I didn't put it in any of my other videos yet, but I did start a Twitter page for EJR Performance, as well as a Patreon for the Tri-State Racing YouTube channel, which is this channel that you're watching. I don't have anything special on the Patreon yet. I just started it. I'll put a link for both of those in the description below. And if you guys decide over time that you feel like you're going to pledge to it, which would be fantastic, I'd appreciate that, but no big deal if you don't. I do have to figure out what I'm going to be putting on the Patreon page, as you guys know, is a paid service. What I'm really thinking about doing is bike builds, kind of like what all the other guys who have Patreon do. However, I want to do it differently. I want to kind of build bikes like this, the Bitch Ninja, bikes like Reloaded, where they're sort of purpose-built for what they do. They're basic bikes, but very, very efficient in one sort of niche style of racing, and in this case would be straight lines. Specifically, this one here is half-mile type stuff. And same with Reloaded. I figured that would be something kind of cool and different to bring to you guys, because most of the people out there who have Patreons and bike builds, they just sort of take a stock bike and they throw as much money at it as possible, loading it up with carbon, nice, don't get me wrong, those are nice bikes, but they sort of don't have any major purpose, sort of just making them what the stock platform is a little bit better in every category. Whereas I'd like to build something, like I said, specific to a very niche style of racing, which in this case here is the half-mile stuff. So let me know if you guys would be interested in me doing something like that down the road. That's going to take a little bit of time, of course. You know, those things don't just happen overnight where all of a sudden people can fund bike builds out of their own pocket and then have their Patreon pledges pay for it and then they give the bike away. But ultimately, that would be the goal. But anyway, guys, as usual, like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it and you hate me, subscribe if you already haven't, and if you have subscribed, make sure you hit the bell icon to be notified of any of these future videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video with the BMW. Take care. One more thing before I end this video. I want to throw a shout out to Hector Olvera for making me this badass tile here of the Bitch Ninja and EJR Performance. According to him, I have his favorite ZX10 on all of YouTube, which I thought was pretty badass. So shout out to Hector. I'll put up his Instagram name so you guys can go follow him and check him out. But I appreciate this, and stuff like this goes a long way with me in terms of the appreciation. So like I said, thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
Welcome to the limit.